everyone, welcome back. So today I wanted to quickly go over a couple of things that I thought were important for somebody who's just starting out and doesn't really know what they should spend their money on, what's worth it, what's not. So I wanted to kind of give you guys my opinion based on my experience and let you guys know what I think is worth it and what I think is not. Number one, skincare. So important. The better your skin looks, the less makeup you're going to have to wear, the better it's going to sit on your skin, the longer it's going to wear, and it's going to hopefully, based on the skincare that you get, fix any problems that you might have, and it's worth the extra money. It's like the number one thing. Number two, foundation. So this is something that you're going to be wearing almost every day. And the purpose of foundation is not to look like you're wearing foundation, but to make your skin look even toned, make you look refreshed, and, mattify you if you're oily, give you a dewy finish if that's what you're looking for, if you're too dry. And so it has certain purposes. I do believe ingredients in a foundation are important. You don't want to wear something that is filled with tons of chemicals because you're wearing it every single day. And I do think that does get absorbed in the skin. So once you find a foundation that you really like, that looks very natural, lasts for a long time, and you consider your holy grail, and it might take you a while to find that, and some of us still have not found that, I definitely think it is worth the extra money. Number three, brushes. So just like with anything else, you want to have the proper tools. It does not mean you need to have a lot of brushes, but some brushes are crucial for applying makeup. You have to do a little bit of research on what brushes you want, what brushes you need, what kind of makeup look you're going for, but I do think it's worth investing in good quality brushes. They're going to last you 10, 20, 30, years and years and years, and you're not going to have as difficult of a time applying your makeup. It's going to make everything look more natural and just make your life easier. And so I definitely think brushes are worth the extra money. Now, a little disclaimer here, there are some really, really good brushes out there that are not expensive. So it does not mean you have to spend a lot of money to get brushes, but some of them are definitely worth the extra money. Number four, brow product. They're not all created equal. I have tried numerous brow products, and one of the things that I tell everybody is if you're not going to do a full face, at least do your brows, because it frames your face. It really makes a big difference. Now, if you're somebody who has been blessed with beautiful thick brows that don't need to be filled in, you can just get this. But I definitely think you need to find the right color and something that looks natural on you, if that's a look you're going for, and something that's going to last throughout the day, because some products just kind of disappear and fade away, and not a lot of people carry brow products in their makeup bag, or want to deal with it. So I definitely think that brow products are definitely worth the extra money. And last but not least, number five, powder. So there are so many powders out there, it can be overwhelming, I know. So depending on your skin type is where you first want to look. Am I oily? Am I dry? And then you kind of look and see what powder is geared towards what. You also want to make sure you're looking to see, is it a translucent powder? Is it a powder with color? Because those two things make a difference, and I will go over that in a different video in more depth. But again, look at the ingredients. Some of them are, filled with talc and other things that they use as fillers, and some people are allergic to them. They might break you out, they might not. There's a lot of powders out there that are not expensive, so you don't have to spend the extra money, but what I'm saying is if you find one that is good for your skin and something that you can wear every day, does not break you out, and gives you a flawless finish, it is absolutely worth the money. Wait, I almost forgot. Number six, concealer. You do not want to get a crappy concealer. because it will crease under your eyes, it will cake up, it will potentially not work. It's going to make you look older if you have crepey, crusty concealer under your eyes. It might show your fine lines more. You got to spend the extra money on concealer. It is definitely one of the top things that is worth the extra money. Okay, so a couple of things that are not worth the extra money, in my opinion. Lipsticks. I cannot justify spending $20, $30 on a lipstick. Now, out of curiosity, if I had the money to blow, yes. A favorite color that I wore every single day? Yes. But in general, I don't see the purpose. I don't see the markup value, because you can go to the drugstore, you can buy Sephora brand, you can buy lipsticks that are $3 that will look exactly the same as a $30 or $20 lipstick. I don't see the purpose of spending tons of money on a lipstick, especially since that's something that's not going to last you that long. I mean, it is recommended to throw them out after a year. I don't always do that, to be honest with you, but it is recommended. So to me, it's not really worth it. A couple of other things I don't necessarily think are worth spending extra money on, and that is mascara. So the drugstore is filled with awesome, amazing mascaras. You do not need to buy Dior. You do not need to buy YSL. One of my favorites is Benefits They're Real, and it's something that I get as a sample or get it in a kit because I don't want to spend the money on a full one, to be honest with you, because there's so many good ones at the drugstore. So in my opinion, it is so not worth the extra $10 or $20 of markup just to get a name brand. And another thing that I don't think is necessarily worth it is like gel liners or liquid liners, if you do a lot of cat eyes and things like that. Again, this is something that is marked up many times, and you can find a very good dupe at the drugstore. I'm going to do more videos about this, like dupes on what you can get, like, this is like $30 and this is $5, but they do the same thing and they look just as good and they last just as long. So I will get into more detail in another video, but this is just kind of a quick rundown of the things that I don't think are worth it. Even kohl liners. Now, I know I've said in a million of my videos that Marc Jacobs gel liner is my favorite kohl liner. Now, I did get it in one of those Sephora favorites, so I don't feel that I spent full price on it. It does not budge and it does not move, and I do love it. So there are exceptions if you love something and you want to buy it. But I'll tell you what, I can go to CVS right now and find, like Rimmel and other ones that also may not be quite as amazing, but they're going to do the job, and they're going to do the job really, really well. And so it's not necessarily worth spending the extra money on kohl liners or gel liners or anything like that. I also think that eye primers are kind of overrated. I used to use them all the time. I still think they're great. I love the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I have one, I still use it. But I don't think it's worth the money, and you know why? Because now I use my concealer as a primer for my eyes, and it works just as good. So you're saving the money, and I also find that there are a lot of drugstore primers that are amazing. They're just as good as high-end ones. One last thing, and this is kind of an in-between, but eyeshadows. There's a lot of wonderful, inexpensive eyeshadows. For example, Makeup Geek. You do not have to spend a lot of money on good quality eyeshadows these days. There's so many good ones out there. I personally love eyeshadow palettes, and so if I'm going to get like a high-end product like a Kat Von D or an Urban Decay, I will get them in a palette. It's one of my favorite things to make up is eyeshadow palettes, so I personally will splurge on that. But when you get a palette, like for example, this Urban Decay palette, you're getting a ton of shadows And so what you're paying for, if you kind of break it down per shadow, you're not spending a lot. Now, you may be spending more on the individual ones. So it really depends, but you don't have to. Milani has fantastic ones. There's so many at the drugstore. Like I mentioned, Makeup Geek. The color tattoos are really good. And there's so many other ones. And again, even Wet n Wild, which is like ridiculously cheap. I don't know how they make a profit. Does the job, blends well, lasts for a long time, and you don't have to spend the extra money. So I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on this, like what you think is worth it, what isn't worth it. Leave me a comment down below. If you agree with me, give me a thumbs up because I'm curious to know what you guys think. And don't forget to subscribe for future videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.